10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Newbee's turn to pick.
Earth Spirit.
Newbee's turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Disruptor.
Team Liquid's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Newbee's turn to ban. Team Liquid's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Newbee's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Team Liquid's turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Lone Druid.
Newbee's turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Team Liquid's turn to pick. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Listen back!
Newbee's turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Weaver!
Team Liquid's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Newbee's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Newbee's turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Alchemist!
Team Liquid's turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
I speak for the trees.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Most red eye, and indeed here we are getting ourselves ready for game 2 now between Newbee and Liquid. Game 1, a little bit of a beatdown and just to show off how well Liquid can play a certain style of the game at the moment. Game 2, fantastic thing about this patch, we're seeing so many different heroes, so many different strategies coming out that it's going to continue here. Different things coming out. The Weaver for the side of Newbee.
Yeah.
Liquid, maybe something a little bit closer to home, but finishing off with that MP.
Liquid's draft, no surprise
I was going to
at
say,
all, right?
that's a Liquid draft.
Liquid hasn't even played this draft before, only. It's been OG and Liquid have played this draft, basically. Two good supports, fairly good at saving, especially the IO counters out kind of Doom, Disruptor, heroes like that. They just need to weather the storm, basically, and push towers and maybe get late game, maybe. I think their late game is potentially good, but the Weaver plus the Alchemist with the hypothetical Ags on Weaver sounds real good.
I mean, they're going to be time-lapsing people, glimpsing people. The time travel's going to be real for the side of Newbee if they can get it online. And the way that we've seen the Alchemist before, it's I can't remember the last time we've seen Newbee have a game with an underwhelming Alchemist. They seem to be able to always create the space, allow the game to go on to the point where it is going to become effective, and we'll indeed see if that's going to be the case here in Game 2. Game 1, they're only given 27 minutes, really, to show off their style. But with a lineup like this, you feel we can be expecting a longer game here?
If Liquid wins too many team fights like last game, the game just ends. Because they have 3 tanky heroes, all very good at pushing. Obviously, Prophet not super tanky, but great at pushing with Treants. Lone Druid takes towers, Bristleback doesn't die, so he should be able to push towers afterwards. It just kind of comes down to how Newbee does their team fights. Can they get Dooms off on the right targets while getting a good Supernova off, while picking off IO, for example? If they can do that, they're going to win this game. Their lanes are as well. Can they punish the IO and Bristleback? It looks like they're going to be mid. Can they punish those heroes? Can they grab all the runes? There's so many unknowns here.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about dooming the right target. I mean, I guess, who are you ideally dooming here?
Bristleback's not bad because if he doesn't cast Quills, then he doesn't actually right-click very hard.
But he's still going to have that. Oh no, actually no, in that sense. He's not going to die, but you can force him to really not
do mediocre right
clicks.
Yeah, like it's still something. But if you can't cast Quills and you can't cast Goo, you're not amping up your Warpath stacks, and your right-click damage isn't very good. Especially if you go like a mech pipe build. So it really depends what Fada builds. Who was the Bristleback we saw the other day that won? I think it was when OG played. Complexity maybe? I can't remember. But
it was usually a Liquid game where we saw Mind Control play the best.
Yeah, you're right.
And he was having an absolutely insane game.
And he got like 2 tank items, but then he went like damage. He got like, and by the end he had like Abyssal with an MKB. And there, if you doom him then it doesn't matter. But Doom on Bristol can be significant. That or Earth Spirit are probably the big ones. Maybe IO, for example. But dooming heroes like Nature's Prophet and Lone Druid in most cases is just a huge waste.
I mean, I really feel that this is going to be scary for Newbee, the fact that they've let the side of Liquid get these comfort picks. I mean, just the supports alone. The fact you've got Jarek's ES and Kuroki, this is arguably their 2 strongest supports.
Yeah, and the damage output that Earth Spirit does in the mid game is ridiculous. There's been so many games where it's just very clear that an Earth Spirit being in the game is what won them a certain team fight. So Jarex can win some of those fights in the mid game stages, then it will allow Liquid to just barrel down towers. So yeah, those heroes are a huge threat for Newbee.
I mean, let's talk about this mid lane Bristol that the Fada's going to be playing this time. Obviously, as we were saying ourselves, the last time we saw it was Mind Control playing it on the off lane. I mean, the decision to run it mid, He does well against the Alchemist and Purge. Is that the reasoning here from Liquid?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's Bristleback's always good against a lot of 1v1s. In reality, he has lots. He can last with a spell while also harassing his opponent, while also last hitting. He can survive a lot of things. He's great in a lot of spots, but they have to put him somewhere, and they could put him off lane hypothetically. This could have been mind control playing it, but they wanted to fit Prophet into their lineup, so not too weird that he's here. And he works against lots of stuff, definitely works well against Alchemists.
I mean, talking more about that Prophet, the fact that it was picked up 5th, do you think that was always Liquid's intentions, or do you think Kuroki, once he was drafting, he just saw that opening at the end? And I mean, for what reasons, looking at his draft, would you feel that you go for that Prophet this game?
It's a good hero for pressuring, and there's a hero that they need to pressure at Alchemist, so him helping out with some of those ganks can be really good. And it also pushes out lanes, that way it gives them the ability to predict where their are going to be and eventually take team fights on their terms, which would allow them to take towers afterwards. So it's important to have that kind of knowledge that you get just from being able to easily push any lane at any time. Or if you do end up losing a team, maybe you can split push it and force your opponents to do things that they would normally be able to get advantage from. So there's a lot of really good things that Prophet does. And look at this now. Phoenix can't. There's 2 Treants just chasing through the jungle. He's like, please leave me alone. Please, God, stop. He's not even paying attention, and he's gonna get some stacks off here in the meantime. But this is doing so much, and now they know Phoenix is not mid. Bristleback can play fully aggressive, can maybe soul kill move.
Oh,
no, he's got no mana.
Yeah.
It's got a 10
Where's your mangoes?
Point. He's got 2 item slots. Ooh, there's a regen bot rune. That's
that's the dream rune for the man. I mean, he's got to be careful of the acid, but yeah, if he can position himself around and find that opening. I mean, we saw just then, as you said, if he had a little bit more regen, that would have been a kill.
Sometimes, alas, you're limited. They might try for a Moo kill here. Crocus in the area. It's got only a level 1 Sunray, so that's basically like better than four heroes put together.
Getting the Phoenix for the 2nd time as well this series. Obviously, game 1, it just wasn't. You didn't really have the kind of team around it to do as much, and just the pressure from Liquid was absolutely insane. Of course, after the point of losing the 2 team fights that we saw. And that's, I think, as you said as well, just looking at the potential of the 2 teams push. When it comes to team fights, if Newbee's getting wiped, Liquid's going to be pushing it a lot quicker than if it was vice versa.
It's still, yeah, it's still decent for Newbee. Weaver, Alchemist, they're going to do lots of right-click damage, but you're definitely right. Liquid's push is amazing, and it's amazing right from the start of the game. Like, it isn't until like mid to late that Alchemist or Weaver are good at it. But Liquid right now, they could actually 5-man a tower. If they really wanted to, they're going to want to collect some levels first, but try to kill mid.
And he going in onto Moo here, the stacks building up, the Sunray coming through with the heal. Is it going to be enough to keep this man alive? But moving in with the regen for Kuroki. There's your first burst. They will lose Kuroki in return. They may lose Spotter as well, indeed, with Newbee's reaction, sending the heroes towards the mid lane. So they find themselves a 2nd. But first, just go the way of Liquid. But I think those 2 kills kind of nullify that off. And indeed, the gold swing favorable for the side of Newbee.
Yeah, they were really set up for that. The Phoenix the Sunray just made a huge difference, kept the Alchemist alive. He also had a wand, gave him a huge heal there. He's not 6 yet, but that death is pretty good for him. Limiting what Fada can do is great. On the other side, the supports are getting experience from that, and very often when we see these like timeouts of ganks and counter ganks, the supports that are doing the ganking get a lot more. Because that means Jax is going to hit 6 faster, and he's going to have that earlier time period where he just owns heroes like Doom and Alchemist in team fights, cuts right through their armor. And
I really feel this is something that we kind of see happening for the side of Liquid a lot. I mean, yes, you know, they lose a couple of heroes in the mid lane, but that means there's supposed to be, they're heading their attention towards there. It's giving Tumberman a lot of space on this druid. He's 31-16 at the moment in terms of CS, and it's going to be a very, very quick Midas timing this game.
It's pretty close to what Weaver's doing. I've never been 21 last hits on Weaver.
He's got the Midas down now, 5 hits in. It's coming out.
I'm surprised how's last hitting this poorly. I haven't been watching that game too much, but I'm going to assume it's because of Treant manipulation. Pull creep waves around, force him to last hit under tower, mess up the pulls, for example. It makes it so there isn't like a really straightforward pattern that How can use to get a lot of farm.
Just a 5-minute Midas for the Lone Druid as he picks it up from the side shot. Matumba Man, it's going to be one of the fastest times this series.
That was the first thing he bought.
This land, sorry. Yeah.
He actually bought nothing else. Just Aura Venom, Quelling Blade with 1 set of Tango. So.
And it pays off if you can get it at this rate.
Oh, easily, because most players are playing like 7-9 minutes. He's already used Midas twice at that point compared to those players. So you're talking already 400 extra gold than those players would have in that time period, which is going to translate to a faster Radiance. Maybe that comes at a point where Alk's Radiance isn't even up, you know?
I was going to say, yeah, at this point, he really is going to be giving that Alchemist a run for his money, quite literally.
It's super rare, completely rare. That said, there are a few stacks here for Moo. A lot of smaller creeps as well, and he is, of course, going to typical Midas build. Soaring into Midas this time.
I mean, I think he's got the armlet.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, soaring to armlet.
I was totally thinking armlet. I said Midas.
Midas on the mind there.
We really did have Midas on the mind.
Yeah, the armlet will be the next one coming out. We can see already stacks here. It has been blocked up by side of Newbee, so they're not going to be able to get
Big D word.
dealing with the drive-by. They're going to go on him here. Jarek's leading forward with the slow. He's going to try for the TP out. Is he going to make it? Yes, he is just.
Ooh.
Kaka, by the skin of his teeth.
Do you know he denied that rune while diving there too? Yeah, like
What a flashy
I was
play.
like, this is ridiculous. If he would have died for it, I was gonna make fun of him, but that was godly what he just did. That was really
the
good.
reason why they like to get this man the Phoenix. I mean, as we've been saying, as the panel have been saying, all of Newbee's players have certainly been performing to the best of their ability this LAN, and well, we might see something off here. Look at how with this rotation. I'm a Kuroki.
And no stun. All right.
All right, easy game for Kuro.
I'm a little surprised he stayed around, but I guess they could have picked him off if they were able to chase him down, for sure. And no glimpse either, so they steal the large stack. That means who's gonna have to play a little bit more normal. They're actually contributing 4 heroes. Well, that was contributing 4 heroes to try to protect Alchemist's farm, and they still didn't get punished for it. So Liquid getting so much, and in the meantime, they're still free farming.
He really is. Point of the game, 7 minutes in. I know it's early days, but the fact that you are ahead of the Midas, I mean, let alone being equal, that's.
You talking about Alchemist?
Alchemist. I've got Midas on the mind as well. I keep saying Midas Purge.
It's because building the same item, so we're like, oh, he's clearly doing that thing.
But no, this has got to be. This is really good news, and we know how much Matuma Man could do with this lone druid. We have seen time and time again. It's the same as it's like him, really.
Yeah.
I'd say these 2 heroes are the scariest if you allow Matuma Man to play them, and especially when they're in the right kind of lineup for the side of Liquid, which pretty much been seeing happen time and time again. Because Kuro, he always gets the draft he wants at Bills.
Yeah, and on druid against heroes like Doom, it's just real effective because he doesn't care about getting Doom. Now he's got a little scared about stun rate, but you know his allies can back him up for that kind of a situation. And Weaver Disruptor, like, he's quite survivable against these guys, and his bear, if he gets ready, can make a lot of space. So it's a great lone druid game. He's off to a great start. He is behind Alchemist now, so naturally Alchemist is going to get the Midas first. Just kidding. Radiance first, most likely. Well, it's not because he's Armlet initially.
It's going to be interesting.
It might be about the same time.
Yeah.
If Liquid hits that timing first, and Alk is still trying to finish up that
Well,
relic.
now it's for the armlet done now. So 8-minute armlet.
Got 900 gold, and Lone Druid has 800. So I guess they're actually about even here.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'd say at this point you're probably looking at the Alchemist to win. The stack's still there. And
It all comes down to the ganks.
it does. If they can shut down this out.
Liquid's moving now. They get the tier 1 bottom. They did just TP mind control mid to pressure the tier 1. That's not going to stop anytime soon. They can easily start using their towers as well. They just need to bring about 4 heroes to do it. Although Earth Spirit's not 6 yet, that's a downside. Somebody just got glimpsed, I believe. Not true. Somebody TP top. Oh, they're still more.
We're trying to hold this one up. Here comes the Timber Man.
Okay. I didn't see who got glimpsed back. Maybe the IO, perhaps?
I think it was Jarek. Oh no, Jarek's still got his TP available.
It must have been IO.
Yeah, that's me.
Dire's middle tower.
Or it could have been mind control TP and then he ulti or he teleport after. Oh, they're going bot.
Well called out straight away. Here we go. Drop Doom onto Fada. Kuroki trying to make himself out. Sunlight, but there we go, boys and girls. The Sunray, ladies and gentlemen, and the dive.
Oh, what? The spirits, he got him. Was he ready for that one? Fada is still gonna die, but that was almost bad. What a sick play.
I mean, yeah, they bring one down with them. I mean, still, at the end of the day, yeah, the 2-for-1 trade, Newbee will take it.
Oh, it could have been quite a bit better.
Could have been better.
Still a fun little engagement. It was good, though, that they picked off the bridge back. With that said, though, Liquid's going to TP back mid, and they're going to take this tower now. There's almost no way they stop it. Phoenix is also level 4, so there's a lot of level problems going on with the supports on both sides. But Mind Control already prepped up mid, and I wouldn't be too surprised to see them rotate for this. Matoma Man's trying to create pressure in the offlane. He's doing a good job. That tower's also gone. Most of these towers just falling for Newbee repeatedly. Liquid's going to hold on to this tower gold advantage, and it's really going to influence these fights a little bit more. Although the net worth is pretty close, but that is being offset by the fact that Alk's just bar farmed so fast.
Absolutely, and he's now coming up to 1k ahead, so 10 minutes, it's not the biggest of leads for the Alchemist, but we can really expect to see him continue that lead against the Matuma Man Lone Druid. Jared, with this Invis rune, seeing if he can set something in the jungle. He's going to see if he can find. He's going to spot out, move on the out.
Well, he's 6. If in a rotation, they
take
rotate
it down
right
the mid
now.
tower, so they can send more heroes up in Liquid.
There's a ward in the way, though. They're going to spot the rotation. Trying to play it slow. Okay, he might be able to get How. If he disables How. No, they're way gone. As you can tell, I'm bad
He
at
does
looking
have
at
a
the map.
magnetize. Yeah, he's just going to drop the magnetize in silence. Jarex, he goes for the play here, and
He's
he's
not gonna get it.
Oh,
This is
silence
really
not long
dangerous.
enough.
And now he TP. He actually fed.
Yeah,
That's
maybe
a pretty big mistake.
yeah, a bit of a mistake here.
Would have been a huge kill, but very difficult to get it when you're still under leveled on Earth Grid. Because in fact, he actually stacked his disables a little bit. He needed to wait full stun and then silence afterwards. And I think what he did there is he was stone efficient in that he pulled back the rock that he punched, and by doing that,
He had to do it straight away.
exactly, and then he's getting like what 2.5 seconds of disable base. Instead, he could have gotten about 4. In which case, maybe he kills the Weaver. I just think he could have executed slightly better. Because as soon as the time lapse comes out, there's no way he gets that kill. It's a pretty big mistake in this match.
How it's going to be very. I'm looking at the Weaver at the moment, of course, with that period to the mid lane. He's 3-0-1. He's having a very clean game. He's certainly losing out in terms of net worth to the other 3 cores on the map
Heavily. It's not
by
even close.
quite a while, for quite a mile. Yeah.
And that was profit plus the fact that he rotated early and didn't get kills out of it. Significant.
Yeah, that's going to be right. Yeah, the fact that the Weaver's only a few hundred to get ahead of the profit. I mean, mind control, he's easily keeping up with this Weaver.
Oh, and I actually don't think I like how his build this game. He picks up a Perseverance, which clearly is most likely going to be a Lincoln's. What does that stop him this game, though?
Nasal Go?
Hypothetical Nasal Goo or Orchid on Prophet. That's it. I like Dragonlance level 1. Get 15 agility and actually have an item that helps him fight.
More in the mid lane, running away, Jarex.
Do they have the
Should
glance?
be fine.
They don't have the
It's
glance?
too far away. Look at the edge. Look at the range. It's not quite going to get him. I mean, Sunray is there, and it will bully Jarex right back down, but he gets himself saved away. And Newbee do disengage, but he's not unable to find a kill on the Earth Spirit. And again, this is kind of Newbee. We're seeing them constantly looking to kind of put 3 heroes to look for kill. And that's of course going to leave the map open elsewhere. Radiant's now done on the Alchemist. How's Alundra doing? He has got his relic, Matuma Man. How much gold does he away from the recipe? Still quite a bit. Okay.
Yeah, in the meantime, like he's been split pushing basically slightly while he's farming, and by doing this he can't just fully focus on getting gold, which is that plus Regal Speed is why Alchemist got it a little bit faster here. So Newbee may be looking to take a fight now. They've got all their ultimates. There you go. Their team fight is clearly better. There's basically this period where Liquid needs to get their main tanky items to start the game off here, and they're close. Vanguard and Bristleback, you'll get SN1 next. The other supports have their items, but the big one is the Radiance. Once the Radiance on Lundra, they're ready to fight, but not before that.
I mean, as you see, they were positioning themselves around the Dire Secret shop, but already the T-back from Jarex towards the top. Matuma Man, I mean, he's very aggressively farming here. He's going to go for the T. Yeah, not going to make it. Matuma Man, a little bit too greedy here. They will kill the Weaver, but they lose the lone Druid for in the jungle. So 1-for-1 trade there.
That's sort of worth it, I think, for Liquid, really.
I mean, they are really shutting down How. He is getting far behind now.
Yeah, like, honestly, that was second most farmed hero on their team, and right now he's looking like an off lane. He has no farm. This could put Newbee into this like 1-core lineup, and then all Liquid has to do is buy items that help them kill the Alch.
Yeah.
And if they kill the Alch, the fight ends, basically. The exception that he will be pulling some really valuable Ags this game. Mainly, God, they could have hypothetically time-lapse and Phoenix Eggs. They could like save anybody on their team. Oh, this could be a big kill.
They will find this Alchemist. Kinetic field will be dropped down, holding back Fada. They'll turn around with a concoction, but Newbee, not really with the damage output at the moment, turn back into a Bristle and Eye, especially with the Sandwich now picked up on top of the Vanguard.
Yeah, if Weaver's items don't continue up, if he doesn't teamfight really well in these next couple engagements, it's going to be really good for them.
Looks like he's trying for a kill on Kuroki here, and he might just get it. He will. He'll take down the IO. Liquid on the chase down, but Cloud's out of there.
That was really well done. He's actually got 3 kills, 4-1-1. I can't believe net worth is so far behind. But these have been farming the entire game, Fada as well as Mind Control.
Yeah.
Lone Druid.
Yeah, Fada's getting the stacks, the Alchemist and indeed Matuma Man with that very, very quick timing on the Midas. So, I mean, it's a hard game to keep up with the farm, but as you said, now if he keeps playing it safe, keeps getting the kills like this, he can certainly catch himself back up.
I still don't see a lot of value in this item build, though. I think he's gonna have trouble in those mid-game fights. Like, they're just do it, and it's over. Like, his Lincoln's is essentially that expensive stat item, but he could have gotten an expensive stat item. Like, Lincoln's gives you plus 15 to all stats as far... Let me double check, because they just changed it. Plus 15 to all stats, it gives him 30 damage, costs 4,800 gold. He could get plus 15 to the stats that he cares about for literally the price of the... what's it called again? I literally just said it. Dragonlance. It's 1,900 gold. It gets 15 agility, 15 strength. So much better than Lincoln's this game.
I mean, is there any chance to casual Perseverance into Desolator?
That's awful. That's like I just started playing Dota and I'm like, wow, Perseverance gives me everything I need. Damage, regen in lane because I keep having to go back to heal, and mana. It's perfect. It's not justified for the cost at all. I hate this.
Bottom down here, Jerax on with a savage roar from Matuma forcing it back. The rolls except for gets self the magnetized for the sidelines. Mind control coming in. Movement trying with his supernova, forcing the side of Liquid back themselves. The move drops the stun onto Matuma. He's doomed up as well. He'll try and walk this one off on the lone druid. He should be fine. Harder backing off as well on the sideline. So how he's going to look to pick himself up another kill. He should be able to find Kuroki here on the IO, and he will do indeed.
All right. Well, he keeps getting kills here. It's really good for them. I only got one kill though. I thought it was gonna be more, but it wasn't. Lone Druid ends up staying alive despite getting doomed. He's almost got his radiance. Now he finally has it. Could have gotten this like 2, maybe 3 minutes earlier. This whole game would have been a little bit easier. Quite a bit easier.
But
for
it's
Liquid,
still a good timing. I mean, 60-minute max radiance, Matuma Man.
It's still fine, but now Alk has boots of travel. Now he's way faster than his opponents. He's almost got his next item. He just grabbed a bounty run for 500 gold for God's sake. Like, how do you compete with that? He's like, oh, I was actually headed that way anyways. Thanks to the free item. That's actually so much gold.
Yeah, Mu really is finding the amount of fun that we expect from Mu Alchemist. Well, as I said at the start, we've seen a lot of performances from Mu on this hero, this LAN, and it can get very, very scary. And at this point where he is looking to be 5k ahead of the lead bar of Liquid at 17 minutes in, game plan certainly seems to be set into play here for Newbee, and they are finding the momentum on that Alchemist that they needed. It is just indeed Hal. Slightly struggling at the moment, but he's caught up
Doing
with
a lot
Parter.
better.
Yeah, he is closing this gap.
Yeah, it's these last couple fights.
Yeah.
He's staying alive in them.
He's playing it really well.
Yeah, he has been just not dying, but that's basically a fixture of him being a good pick. Weaver is difficult to kill for the heroes that Liquid has. It's not until they get things like Abyssal Blades that Weaver has to be too scared.
It really is. I mean, it's all down to Jerax catches him out at this point.
Yeah,
otherwise, you're not killing him. You're not, unless he overextends.
Or Mind Control buys like an Orchid. And he's protected against the Lincoln, so in some ways that build is alright, but I just wish he would have gone maybe a little bit more focused towards an early game build. Would have made his farm faster, lots of reasons like that.
We can see on the graph the full Alchemist effect beginning to be felt, and the net worth difference is a fight picking up here on the sidelines by the secret shot. They roll in onto him. It's a big kill if they get it. Do the Alchemist taken at the same time. KP rooting out Matuma Man chasing this one down. He needs a bit of backup. Fardo could have cut him from the sidelines. Does he want to cut this one? It looks like he's a little bit of the Sunray, understandably, but with a backup for Kuroki. Fardo goes in. Jack Boulder smash up to 2. Setting up a second as they'll bring down the Kaka on the Phoenix. How now turning up the fight. We've seen how much she's been able to before, but this time has to time lapse back out immediately. And Newbee losing 2. And could this be the start at this point of the game? 18 minutes in. The Liquid feel their strength and they want to abuse it as much as they can. Can Newbee hold back Liquid at this stage of the game?
Well, they got a 630 buyback out of it. They're going to do some chasing here. It will stun on Matuma Man. But I think Liquid can back right now, and they got huge advantage. They killed Phoenix. Phoenix is alive now, and they got a buyback from Elk. So despite him still being miles ahead in terms of farm, it actually impacts quite a bit. Buybacks now are more important than buybacks later, with the exception of the fact that you will die for a long time afterwards. So tactically, that was really big for Liquid. They get a lot of hope from it as well, since he was by far the biggest net worth on the enemy team.
And it's pretty much what we saw again in game 1. There was that point where Hal brought back around the similar kind of stage, and then the next push when Liquid went in, as you said, we made the thing where the buyback's still on cooldown, and certainly that extra death time gives Liquid the opening to break one rack, so maybe even a second one with the amount of pushing power that they've got.
And now Fado's transitioning into damage items. He's got Vanguard finished, SNY's up next, and his follow-up's probably going to be something like an AC, most likely. And at that point,
I mean,
you're
who
actually...
builds the AC, him or Matuma Man?
That's a good point, actually. I almost want it to be Fada, just because he's a little bit farther ahead in some ways, but AC is such a core item on the bear, and he has to get an armor item, so it probably has to be Lone Druid, but it would be a great AC game for Brittle as well, since he's against the physical damage of Alk as well as Weaver, both of them lowering armor additionally. So maybe buys Crimson Guard instead, I guess, is probably the right thing to do. That way his whole team just survives team fights a lot right now.
With us down bottom, I mean, Matuma Man did get the route onto Hal, but of course not enough control to bring down the bear. And did end up losing the bear. I'll have it back up in 10 seconds though.
He's a bear slayer, man. That's his second one.
Well, this is nice. Now look, there was a scan here at this point from Liquid. They do know that something's going They'll
they
probably be
scan
aware that
Matuma
this
Man,
smoke's
though.
going. Yeah, they'll dive for the Matuma Man.
They know
here.
he's still there.
Yeah, they're going to come in for this one. Matuma Man, is he going to risk any backup? Liquid are making their way over, but Matuma Man in a lot of trouble here. The control is there from the sidelines. Now they turn up. Nature's Rap flying through. They managed to take down the Disruptor. Supernova coming out from the side of Newbee, though. Mind Control's trying to take it down, but he hasn't got the attack speed to do so. Now he himself's in trouble, as it looks like Newbee will be able to claim themselves a second. Mind Control takes him down as well. 2 for 1 there on the bottom, and it's 2 at the highest value heroes from the side of Liquid. Newbee going to be very, very happy with that exchange.
Especially because they did it right next to a tower, or they're just going to go home. Okay. I don't much... I guess it's alright. They're not going to be kill fodder no matter what. But so surprising, they win a fight right under a tower, and they're just out. They're gone. They get out of there. Cute kill though. Major mistake from Jax there. A little bit of a clumping in the trees. He didn't get his ulti off. He casted it. He just wasn't close enough. And it's very rare that Earth Spirits miss that. But because they were grouped up in the trees, he just was a little too far away. And then they lose all of their damage in the team fight. I guarantee that if he got his magnetize off, they would have maybe committed to that fight and probably killed another hero on Newbee. But as soon as that was missed, it was over. They got a ditch. It was already a bit of an iffy fight from the start. And Lone Druid actually doesn't have his bear for 48 seconds. Because that just got sniped from Hao. So that was a huge gank as well from Newbee. So his farm speed is now bad. Like, actually just kind of screwed for now. At least a minute.
And in a game as well, Matuma Man's desperately trying to keep up with the Alchemist. That is, as you said, going to hurt him. It's now 7k difference between the two of them, Moot. Farming very, very well indeed. And it is going to be an interesting game. This one pans out for the Alchemist, so obviously almost certainly going to look for that Octarine. But then we're getting close and close to that point where he is going to start to be able to buy items for his teammates. 22 minutes in, he has the Deso finished on top of the Lucans, and you know, after a start where he was lagging behind, he's now up there on par with Matuma Man's farm, and how he's more than recovered now.
But easily, yeah. His build is completely fine now. He survived all the early fights, gets a bunch of kills, gets a couple bear kills. And now he transitions into another damage item, probably. Maybe he grabs something like a BKB. This is another problem with the Lincolns. He's still kind of killed if they do a bash into silence, the boulder smash. So maybe damage next for him. They need to get some solutions against these tanky heroes, and Alk shouldn't be the only one.
This is nice as well. I mean, they're going for Roshan, they're going to do it at an incredible speed, and as we see, no chance for Liquid to contest. They're going to come over a nice 3-man pop.
Oh, they're going in.
He's holding as well. He'll get cleansed back immediately, doomed up as well. Can Liquid still try and take this fight?
They disengaged. That was perfect for them. A miscommunication from Newbee. Glimpsed him the same time they doomed him, so that means he just get out of jail free card. They're like, oh, thanks. Now go do something, because now you don't have dooms. That's pretty valuable. You can also look for kills on the map. Maybe split push all lanes, look for a gank setup, relocate. I'm sure they're kicking themselves for not having Dragonite though. I mean, having Dragon typically over something like Bristleback this game could make all the difference.
Jax, he did just try and roll into backup, but there is backup, and a lot of it. Newbee jump onto the Earth Sprint. A little bit of a kind of a rare regressive play there from Jax. He's normally relatively safe on the Earth Spirit, but for himself into 4 then.
Is he feeling the pressure maybe? I hate to say it, but I mean, how many times has Liquid gotten to a grand finals and gone second? I'm sure he'll play better later.
We've got to keep their composure here indeed. As Newbee ready to fight, move with the concussion, eyeing up farther, they'll move in. The Bristleback, they have the damage, the control to deal with it. They're probably they're just not even trying for the Bristle at the moment. It's not really the target that we get.
Yeah, at maximum they can trade relocate for some stuff here, but they weren't going to get
as
that
you
kill.
said, the relocate's always going to come.
So Octarine now for Alchemist. That means 1 or 2 more items and he'll start buying extra people. The start just might. Alright, you probably Weaver first, just because then you cover yourself. It's basically like your 7th item. You're like, hey, I'm going to give this to you, but you always have to use your ult on me, right? It lowers the cooldown of time as well. It becomes quite good. Down to like 16 seconds. Really good skill. Immediately after the Weaver eggs, I think I would put it on Doom instead. And the reason is because it's really good against Bristleback, because it applies break, which will remove passive. So it gives them a really straightforward way to kill him. Once you see that Doom get casted on Bristle, the Weaver's going to shred him. It doesn't matter if the Wisp is there. It's going to just look like any other semi-tanky hero with a Wisp. It won't be in an unkillable machine, basically. So I think these eggs rotations that Alk's gonna be able to give to the Doom is gonna possibly break Liquid late game. Because right now it's not looking super good. They just don't have a good solution to Weaver. Ags solutions that they're gonna give to their other heroes are really good actually against Liquid's cores. They like have to get a solution to Weaver. That's problem one. They can kind of kill Alk, but killing Weaver as well is getting tough. Like Root is maybe the only good way they can do it.
Yeah, root into a silent Jerax at this point. Really.
Yeah, that sounds alright.
Yeah, this Weaver, yeah. Weaver with the Reaver. So if you're working, you're going to become very, very hard to deal with, and he's going to just play games here with mind control, and I don't know, he's going to go straight for the TP out. It's the right play.
Yeah.
Just escaping, but this is scary for Liquid, as you keep saying. These calls for Newbee really coming online, and 26 minutes in, this was the point of the game that in game 1 Liquid were able to kind of storm the base. So Newbee very, very much more happier with the way the game 2 is panning out,
Yeah,
and I feel that they are in the lead at this point in the time.
It's absolutely clear that a great solution against almost everybody on Liquid. None of their heroes can really stop him from running at them and almost killing him. Many times you just kill Whip for free in the early game, and that's not going to stop anytime soon. He's now getting the Reaver, like you said before. That'll turn into a heart, so then he's going to have insane amounts of HP, and then any right-click damage that they're going to throw at him is just easily going to be offset, and that's going to be comboed with the potential X on him. So that's going to make him even tankier.
Yeah, more
he's going to
stats,
go up to like 3.5k HP, which is insane at this level. At this point in the game, that's so much. That'll be more like, I guess, but can't burst through that. They don't have good solutions. At the very least, it guarantees that Earth Spirit's combo doesn't kill him, no matter what. And then he gets damage item after damage item after damage item to round the game out.
Well, there's now the Shiva's guard done on the Bristleback, but it's going to make him a little bit harder how to chip through, but at the same time, as a Weaver, he pretty much ignores that Bristle as we've been seeing and goes for those squishy cores and heroes like the Nature's Prophet. Of course, the Kuroki on the backlines, it's a great way to start the fight. They can take Kuro out of it. And with the smoke from Newbee wrapping around, they might get themselves a pretty nice opening onto Liquid. Mind control. Spotted out here, and KB jumps forward. There'll be a silence onto him, looking for the positioning here for the Supernova, and there it comes. Can they take down the egg? They're not going to be able to have this chance to do so. Dross caught out on the side, and Matumbaman moving in. He's doing a hell of a lot of damage, but they've already lost 2 Liquid. He's going to lose Matumbaman as well by the looks of it. It's a double kill for How, and this is what we're talking about at this stage of the game. How is just far too strong. The bounce on the TB on Safard, and they've lost 4, and Liquid now losing 5 as Newbee at this point of the game. I mean, 7 minutes in, it's their special timing so far in the series, and now it's the chance for Newbee to storm down a lane, and it really just feels they're pretty far ahead of this purge.
It really does. I'm a little surprised that Liquid didn't even GG right there, but they know that if you hypothetically win a team fight, they will take a lot of buildings afterwards, so it has the huge Rax potential. But there's 5 dead heroes. I think they're getting Raxed right now. At the very least, this tier 3 tower should die.
It's this 30-second cooldown on the death time after both the Bristle and the Lone Druid. Look at the net difference, it's really tapered off it. Newbee, very happy with how this is going, and now straight up, Move's got the AC, the hop on the Weaver, the pushing power, and just the sustain of this line. It's going to be even more. Let's see how safe they're going to play the Newbee. Already on that line. They've actually caught Mind Controller. He's actually come in. They're starting to play games with him here. And I don't know if he gets himself out of it. Moon, can he get the stun off? Yes, he can. The glimpse back as well, and Mind Control, he's well and truly dead. Another pick for Newbee.
When you looked at the draft, they looked so good for Liquid with their start, but the way that Newbee's playing, they're not playing very gank heavy. The only person that's been ganking in their game was mostly Weaver. Almost primarily, Newbee just sat back and farmed a lot. They did some ganks occasionally, but they didn't hard mid to pushes. And the purpose of this is because if they gank too much and then Wisp turns something around with Relocate, then he gets all this value in the game. But Wisp has just seemed like worthless hero this game, and it's because of the way that Newbee's playing it, and the fact that their 3rd and 4th pick completely countered Liquid's cores, and they were fairly unexpected. At least the Weaver semi was. Like, the Weaver and the Alchemist are just so difficult for Liquid's tanky cores.
They really
to
were
deal
perfect picks this game. They really were. How's Weaver, as we keep saying, they just can't deal with it. And look at the network. He is doubling that at the second on board. He's on 30k at this point in the game. 30k, 30 minutes in. It's, you know, it's the 1k at least GPM at the moment for the out. Against a team like Liquid, that's very impressive in itself. And we can see here Newbee just push for tier 3. How are you going to stop them? I mean, how he just really doesn't care. Now he's just going to start to chip away at Fodder, pushing back the Bristleback, opening up this second set of racks. Newbee will start to begin to take.
It's so difficult for them to initiate here. And if that wasn't hard enough, you still have to worry about a Blink Doom or 2 Sunrays and a Supernova. Like, Phoenix is so good against these heroes. And it's just made worse by the fact they can kill the court. They gotta kill How here or something.
Do something indeed, but already the bad just found the bad one. The racks are exposed. It's going to be the second Melee Rex
He doesn't
down.
have a bear. 20 seconds.
Newbee here in game 2. Really stepping it up from game 1 where Liquid showed their strengths. Newbee very quickly turn around here and show theirs. And Liquid very much playing on the back foot at this point of the game. They're still trying to hold in. We saw there Nature's Prophet mind control trying for a bit of the rat. This is looking very scary for Liquid.
Kaka's got 4,600 gold on a support Phoenix right now. Like, they just have almost everything they need. Chief Guard will really lift the damage output of the tanky cores, who generally have more survivability than damage. Going to reduce the attack speed of the bear. Bear doesn't even have, well, he's just now finished an ace. So all this attack speed advantage that Matoma Man just peaked at is completely countered. Never mind, he got a blast. Okay, everything I just said is devoid.
I guess at this point, maybe just feeling that the pace of the game, they might even be able to finish before she was online. Just get Vlad's to make push stronger at this stage.
Look what he bought. Vlad's and Medallion. He's actually make it so Liquid's ability to kill is even worse. Whoever gets initiated on, Medallion on him, and he's going to stand close enough to have Vlad's aura. That's 11 armor.
Nice waltzed in. Team Doom still hanging around here. Matuma Man joining forces with Groki, and they'll look towards the Doom. They've lost mind control though, and Kippy.
They gotta kill him, otherwise they're just getting...
He's just sticking around, and indeed they'll have to relocate out. They just can't deal with it.
He really doesn't want to lose the bear here. Oh, if this bear does, it's so bad for them.
Oh, with the Purge creep as well. They're gonna get it.
Oh my, level death, man. That's the bear counter.
This shot off. The control, how can it? How no? That. Roger Shiguchi away, but with the buyback from mind control and allowing him to get the scrap free. Can they kill it? How no? Now they tried for that so desperately. Mind control committing a buyback. It doesn't work out. They lose the bear as well.
That was just such a good pick. Like, how do you stop Weaver? They have one stun once else. And mind control didn't go Orchid because that's not really his style. They're about pushing. And now Sean's setting up top for mind control. Kaka's just gonna TP out.
Yeah.
Okay. They did the, maybe that was a dire ping on board. Phoenix putting Phoenix wards down. Pretty cool. I'm sorry, that was Sean's ward.
I mean, it really does feel at this point Liquid in such a tough position. Ow, he's already ready to come back in and roll. Okay, stun in silence.
Sentry spotting that one out. They might still go for he can roll. It's gotta go now. Alright, how much is this gonna do? A lot. Alright, that's a bad sign.
I even know a worse sign here for the side. Kuroki is in trouble. I'll go for the Pico Scepter.
He actually does whatever he wants. No, there's no consequence. He'll buy MKB next, most likely.
Wax time.
Eggs.
Place your bets then,
All right.
Purge. Who's it going to? Who are you closing up the game with an Axe off?
Best target is Weaver, I think, easily, just because he's a damage item, and it guarantees that. If he's initiated on, he's going to live, because he's already got stupid amount of HP, and if they go on anybody else, he can time-lapse them back. It's either or Doom, I think. Doom closes the game out, Weaver would close the game out. I don't think you give it Disruptor here. They don't really need it to counter anybody specifically. I would definitely put it on Weaver. But that said, the Ags is here. He's going to pick it up.
Oh, is it going to? Oh, it goes to the
Okay.
Phoenix.
I guess a similar thing as time-lapse. Now he can sit way back and he can supernova somebody. It's a little scary though. Okay, it's going in.
Okay, on Jarek the Purge, well, holding him in position underneath the static stone. Jarek's is gone. They've already got Kuroki on the back lines, but Doom on Zafada. It's going to be a fall. GG is called, and it's been a quite severe turn of events after game 1. We are seeing how strong in the right position with the right lineup both of these teams are. Game 1, a bit of a stomp for Liquid, and game 2, a definite stop for Newbee.
Yeah, they actually already had Ags on the Doom there. That was the second Ags that we just saw. That's how far ahead they were that game.
Oh,
They just picked the perfect heroes that were just so hard for Liquid to counter in the mid game. If they hadn't, like, Liquid had to win fights. They took some towers, but they didn't really turn around anything significant.